want to talk about what's going on in Germany. Now, you might have heard, Germany's just announced that they're going to be shutting their external borders, even though they're in the Schengen. Now, in some ways, I think it's inevitable, unfortunately. It's just a sign of the times. It's just something that's going to happen, isn't it, you know? Now, in the past, I've been very, had to put it, open boards, open this and what have you, and I didn't really fully understand necessarily that it would lead to the rise of the right, and it has. You know, the AFD, the Marine Le Pen's RN party, it's deeply concerning. It really is. But can it actually work? Is it just political? Because I kind of think it is really. It's just political. It's just to remove the argument for the right wing. Now, there are other countries in the EU that are considering similar. We've got, was it Poland or Hungary? I can't remember now. I think it was Poland. They said they're going to, what was Hungary? Can't remember now. Anyway, they're going to stick the illegal migrants, so-called legal migrants, onto the buses and send them up to Brussels, which they can do. Sort of one-way trip. It's probably the direction they want to go anyway. So that ain't going to go down too well with the EU, considering. That was Hungary. That was Hungary, yeah, because the Hungary's they've just been fined 200 million as well by the EU. But this is just adding fuel to the fire, unfortunately. All this stuff is. And although the UK was never in Schengen, it is currently a part of the Schengen visa system, which is not actually the system, but it's negotiated within the Trade and Cooperation Agreement since the UK voted to leave the EU, which, unfortunately, I think it's inevitable now. I don't want it. I hate it. Obviously, I live in the EU. You know, for me and people I know, it's an absolute disaster. I'm going to be shouting some of my tools up. I'm going to try and clean this shoulder pain up and my rebate plane as well while I'm at it. While I'm talking to you. But I'm not going to be going on terrifically long, because I think it's part of my problem when I do my lives. I tend to go way too long, and I just tire myself out. I was live on Sunday, and I was absolutely shattered the following day. Yesterday I just couldn't function. It just buggers me up. It's all the research you have to do as well. But I did put a video up yesterday to try and explain. But I have to admit, I thank you very much. I have to thank people for their lovely comments. I haven't read them. I haven't responded to many of them yet. It was just a bit overwhelmed, really. But, you know, I do tend to get a little bit anxious these days about certain things. And I suppose the rise of the right is one of them. And it's the way I see it, is just hate. And you've got this Alex Phillips woman who's in the Reform Party in the UK. She's rattling on about it now, trying to justify herself, you know. And what did she say when she had her speech? She said, what was it now? I am a woman and I haven't got balls or something. Some stupid thing like that she said. I thought, what the hell? You know, and these people want to get in power. Well, yeah, we should be concerned. Yeah. And unfortunately, even though I wish we could all just get on and I think our meddling in the Middle East probably hasn't helped. When you consider recent terrorist attacks, what's been going on in Germany recently, you know, it's supposed to be, it's either shootings or it's stabbings. You know, no wonder people are getting a little bit concerned, and obviously every single migrants get labelled with the same brush. They're not all terrorists. Of course they're not. It's a ridiculous statement. I know Donald Trump would seem to think so. Oh yeah, by the way, are you excited about tonight's debate? Is that of interest to you? Anyway, I can't actually see this chat. I'll have a quick look at this one up here. Oh, blimey. See this chat. I'll have a quick look at this one up here. Oh, just 2 seconds. Hey, Joe Lefty, Billy Kershaw, hi. Caroline's in the UK at the moment. Alistair Cameron, my friend, hope you're well. What is tool? Oh, a banner stool is what I use on my tools. Oh, okay. What is a ballast stone? What's a ballast stone? I don't know what that is. But I just clear. Well, I've got a bit of a situation because this workshop gets quite damp sometimes, so I have to occasionally just wet and dry. We're a bit 1200 to wet and dry and get rid of some corrosion. It's only mild, it's not horrendous. There's a rag here somewhere, and then just give it, wipe over with some oil. It needs sharpened anyway. It's not as sharp. It's sharp, but it's not that sharp. So that needs to be done. Also, I need to sort that out. My carpenter's axe, joiner's axe. So, but I think I'm going to start with my shoulder plane here. You see, because these tools don't get used that often, although I started using this quite a bit recently, they tend to get a little bit of corrosion, a little surface corrosion, tarnishing. And you've got to look after these things, haven't you? Extremely old, It's older than I am. So anyway, Germany, they already closed, I think, 2 of their borders temporarily. I think they're like 6-month closure on the borders temporarily, but now they're going to close all their borders. That includes borders to the Netherlands as well. So and then we've got Geert Wilders. Oh, he said, brilliant idea, close the borders. He's going, obviously, because he's a right-wing nationalist. So it is a worry. It really is a worry. And but I'm kind of think we're partly to blame, including myself. I'd be quite happy for everyone just to mingle. But unfortunately, there's just so much trauma in the world. It's not possible. It really isn't possible, unfortunately. It's quite sad, isn't it, really, that we just can't get on. And now we've got the risk of Donald Trump again as the President of the United States. That's just going to make things worse, not better. That man, he's just been, he's been mocking the disabled again. Because of, I think Joe Walsh's son has got problems, hasn't he? I don't know if he's got ADHD or something. I'm not sure. But just a horrible, horrible, horrible individual. Now this should unscrew, but it's tight now. The only way to have to get that out would be put some pliers on the threads. I don't want to do that, so I'll leave it. I'll stick a bit of oil in down there, though, just to be certain that it's got some lube. Got a lube tool, That's what she said. Right, right. So Croatia was in 20. They're in ascension at the moment, aren't they? So Croatia's been accepted into. They've been accepted into the EU now, haven't they? Now back fully back in 2023 last year, and I think it was in January. Was it January the 1st? I think so. So they got accepted, and you got Bulgaria and Romania actually want to join the Schengen. But they were rejected back in, I think it was 2013, was it early 20s, 2010 or 2013 or something like that. Anyway, they were rejected back then, and they were rejected again when Croatia was accepted. So that didn't go down too well. But you kind of can understand why, can't you, in many ways. Who were kicking up the fuss was the Netherlands. And Austria. The Netherlands and Austria. Understandably so, because obviously, they're that way inclined. But you've got recent interview by, the Polish foreign minister and what have you, who's in, not interview, no, he was in, that's in the EU Commission, where they do their little speeches. And he was making this speech. It was real, sort of like aggressive, quite aggressive actually. Bit Nigel Farage, and he was saying that they got no terrorism, they got no this, because we don't accept, we've got no illegal immigrants and all that sort of stuff. So the usual far right numpty stuff. But what he fails to to acknowledge people leave those countries to find work elsewhere because they can earn more money. Why else did we have a lot of Polish builders? I hired some Polish builders in the UK, you know? Why? It's because they could earn more money in the UK than they can in Poland. So it's not exactly a hot spot. Oh yeah, we're going to, you could get all the so-called illegal migrants or economic migrants flocking to Poland or Hungary or any of them countries because they're not going to earn as much money. They're going to go somewhere where they think they can make a life for themselves, where they think they're not going to be maybe attacked, you know, right-wing rhetoric, even though it's, that seems to be changing in the UK and also here in France as well. Now, it got me thinking though, is this, like Nigel Farage said, maybe he was right. Maybe this is the start of the end, not the end of necessarily the European Union, but potentially the breakup of well, some countries removing themselves from Schengen, which is, you know, deeply concerning. Can you imagine if France did that? Flipping hell, it's a trunk route, you know. Now, what's gone on in Germany just recently, I can just see that seriously affecting trade. You know, well, look what happened to the UK. Since you put the borders up, the land bridge was lost in the UK. And then saw ferry routes. I know that's not exactly possible for France. You know, I don't know how you'd actually boycott France, to be honest. But that could happen, you know. If Germany's going to do it, could France end up saying, OK, we're going to toughen our borders? I think this is economically and obviously socially and community-wise, it's lethal. It's not lethal. It's dangerous to the economy. I just consider Jack Black. Thank you. How many times have I heard that? You ought to see me and I had my bushy beard. So yeah, so I think we're just going to have to. Is the solution to this to curb some of the criticism regarding freedom of movement? It's obviously got the 4 freedoms of the single market, because that'd be effective, wouldn't it? From the restrictions in Germany, I don't. Are they going to get fined as well from the EU? I don't know. From Schengen. But we should be strengthening our external borders, maybe. That would obviously ostracise the UK even more, because you can't just do everywhere else but not the UK, can you? Although you do have the Eurotunnel, so it's got a little bit different. But isn't they're not saying that you can't come in or anything. They're just saying that we're going to check you. Just what Germany's going to do. They're going to, you know, there's going to be huge tailbacks. A certain amount of people are going to get pulled up, aren't they? Now, this is where the crikey, the EES system that's coming into play later on this year could really help, because they will know the people who own the cars, you would hope, within the EU, who they are, and whether or not they are EU citizens. So those could just be waved through, couldn't they? But then you have got a risk of migrants and what have you being, you know, strapping themselves to the prop shaft or something under a car. I don't know. I've been watching too many movies. Yeah, oh dear. So that's kind of my thinking on that. It's just that we need to strengthen our external borders, which will make trade a little bit, well, would it? No, I don't know if it would actually, because at the end of the day, the external borders are reasonably tight at the moment. But there are places they can enter the EU and avoid all that, you know. And if you're talking about Germany, for instance, there's the forest passes and what have you. That clearly, you know, is one route in, just like what happens with Mexico. Do you know what we need to do? We need to breed out racism. We need a prenuptia. That's what we need. We've got by law, by decree, we can only have interracial relationships. That's how we've got to do it. Breed them out. Oh, the end of the white person, the end of the black person. We just have coffee-coloured people by the school. Oh dear, I don't know. It does make me wonder. It really does. You know, where does this all end, you see? It is deeply concerning. I wish I could see that chat properly on there. I'll tell you what, let's get me other phone up and I'll put the chat up on this phone. That makes more sense. More sense. I don't know why they do that. They're so small on the phone, the chat on the bottom there. The lettering is tiny. How the hell am I supposed to see that? Oh, I don't know. So I'll bring it up on air instead. Oh, yeah. Now, if you don't know already, I have decided to stop my Sunday lives because although I'm not live at the moment, I can't. I've got to manage my condition because I've got fibromyalgia, and some days I'm really tired and just can't really function properly, and it really wrecks. Yeah, if I can do it on a Sunday, I will, but otherwise I won't. But you know, depends how I am. Right, where is my chat? Here we go. There's that one. Oh, I can hear myself. Let's turn the volume down. Right, let's get the old chat up. Hey, we got the chat now. That's nice. Hello, Mini Shimbri, and we got my soap. You got your soap. and Joe Jangles, hello there. Oh, go a little slower. I do apologise. This is how I talk. What am I making? I'm not making anything at the moment. I'm just literally sharpening my tools, and I need to clean some of my gear up, not having lubricated, so because of humidity. Alistair, everybody. Ballista is able to be used on metal and wood, leather, and even on your skin. My friend, a universal oil. Oh, I see. Ah, okay. For your flintlocks. Flintlocks? You're doing flintlock? You're napping flints? And on your guns and stuff, flintlock guns? Yeah. Do you have to make new flints for them? Hey, buddy, how you doing? Regan, hope you're well. And Joe Lefty. Tip of the iceberg. Oh, crikey. What's up, Joe Lefty? Still on the borrowed boat for the foreseeable. Oh, my God. I hope you get sorted out before the winter, my friend. Yeah, I'm okay, How's done. Yeah. I was just a bit up and down, you know. And Billy Kershaw. I'm not a fan of tattoos or piercings, so there's no way I'm putting a brass screw in the end of my push stick. No Prince Albert for your push stick. Oh dear, funny. Right. Oh, come back. Oh, great, what have I done? I don't want that. I just clicked on the wrong thing. There we are. I'm back again. Hello, Red. Hope you're well. First day back at my desk and 10 days off for me. Slow start. Well, you just have to get used to it. So, I don't know. I know they're sort of creating some kind of fortress Europe. It doesn't sound too palatable, does it? You know? And travelling across the borders, the risk of being stopped, you can imagine what the lorry situation is going to be. You know, it's just, it's going to be horrendous. Cause look, it's not going to be great. There we go, run here. Around these bits around here. No, I got an article up from Reuters. I was going to go through that in a minute. And it's, I don't know. I just don't know where we're heading, you know. When you think everything is kind of like nice, you know, you can travel easily and stuff like that, and you know, you don't feel at risk if you're living abroad like I am. You know, and now it feels a little bit kind of, oh my God, what's going to happen next? You know, we just had parliamentary election, needed in France, it took a coalition of the left, socialist and what have you, to keep Marine Le Pen out of Parliament and being the having the RN. I can't remember the name of the guy now. That young lad is Prime Minister. Now we've got Michel Barnier. Well, that'd be interesting to see where that goes. I can't remember though. Where does he stand politically, Michel Barnier? Is he more on the right? Sort of right of centre, so to speak. A bit more, conservative. He's always seemed pretty pragmatic to me in the sense, but not towards Brexit. He was strong regarding that, The clock is ticking, he said. The clock is ticking. So, I don't know. The thing is, all these additional borders, when you consider the borders currently, they cause around 46,000 tonnes of CO2 pollution. If you're going to create more delays and more people sitting in their cars with engines ticking over, that's going to be, and lorries and what have you, there's going to be even more pollution. When everyone's well, not everyone, but lots of people are trying to reduce their pollution. We've got people like, for instance, the one of the co-founders of Greenpeace. Even he's saying that climate change is a hoax. And that CO2 is important for all life. Well, it is. That is, but not in that volume. We've got to every time Elon Musk decides to chuck his rockets out into space, he's depleting the ozone, creating holes in the ozone. Apparently temporarily, but he does. When that last rocket exploded, and it was seen that the actual ozone, it basically blasted a big hole in the ozone, and it did tell, scientifically, obviously, it informed them that there was an issue, with these rockets. Well, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? Look at the fuel they're burning. Huh? And how do you make water? That's the other thing, is the idea of, ending up on, I don't know, Mars. Has Mars got water? Probably not. You've got to take water from the Earth, send that over. Is there water on Mars? I don't know. I doubt it. It's a very thin atmosphere. So, I don't know. That'll be the next thing, won't it? We'll be sending illegal migrants to Mars next. If Elon Musk gets his way. Oh dear. Was it Donald Trump that started Space Force? Maybe that's the answer. Never mind Rwanda. Let's send him to Mars. Crikey. I just wish we could just get on. But that ain't going to happen, is it? Not when, obviously, you've got terrorism and stuff like that. You've got individuals like Tommy Robinson, who's just announced that, I'm coming home, he said. Yeah, you're going to get stopped at the airport and arrested. That's what happened to you. Good. Quite frankly. I'll stick this in his face. So, yeah, he's another one, isn't he? Right, I'm going to get into that article in a minute. God, these things don't have to get a little bit, corroded. But if you want to buy anything like this now, a decent one, they're extremely expensive. It's so specialised, you see, so, they don't sell many. And many people like me are sort of enthusiastic with hand tools and stuff, it's and I like them because they're better. The idea that you can create something as straight or smooth with something that is round than something that is flat is for the birds. I've proved it so many times. Right. That one looks okay now. Right, this article. First, let's have a look at this chat. Hello, Alexander. Hope you're well. Work is calling again, so have a nice sip of wine. Enjoy the day and don't lose your trousers. I try not to lose my trousers. Yes. Well, it's a bit hard at the moment because I've got my dungarees on. Germany tightens controls at all borders but does not close them. Yeah, they're not closing them. They're just they're going to be doing checks, probably random checks actually. This, I can't see how they're going to start. Could you imagine the amount of policing and the cost of it all? It's going to be colossal. So anyway, so what we've got, France has border controls until the end of October, and Denmark has tighter controls as well as Italy, Austria, and Slovenia. Thanks for that. Interesting. We're edging towards totalitarianism. Yes, far right growing borders, closing with facial recognition, and support for never-ending wars in and obviously next to Russia, China, etc. We are really at risk, aren't we? Everywhere is so unsettled at the moment. The border of Poland has been controlled since last year. It does not restrict freedom of movement. Obviously, some restrictions because slow things down. So I think there's 2 borders have been restricted, haven't they? There's 7. Is it 7 countries? Germany borders. I think it's 7 countries. One in Switzerland, which isn't technically in the EU, is it? No, it's in Schengen though. Go back. Anyway, let's have a look at this article. Right, there's a live going on at the moment, a live article with the Guardian at the moment. Let's just refresh that and get rid of that as well. So I'll look at the Reuters one in a second. So no, that's not really telling me anything. It's just about that. It's just saying that Germany's tying up their borders. So Germany's government announced plans to impose tighter controls at all of the country's land borders in what it called an attempt to tackle irregular migration and protect public from threats such as Islamist extremism. Well, is it, or is it political? I think it's political. Yeah, you got the in the polls. Was it the not polls? Or was it the vote? I think they got 19.5%. So they're edging towards, well, they're like the second strongest party to the current party in Germany. So controls within what is normally a wide area of free movement, the European Schengen zone, and it will start on September the 16th and initially last for 6 months, said the Interior Minister, which is like our Foreign Secretary, I suppose. The government has also designed, is it Foreign Secretary or was it? Oh, anyway, the government has also designed a scheme of enabling authorities to reject more migrants directly at the German borders. You're not coming in with a skin of my chinny chin chin. And that's what Faeser said, without adding details on the controversial and legally fraught move. The restrictions are part of a series of measures Germany has taken to toughen its stance on irregular migration in recent years. Obviously, we had Angela Merkel, she let in about 1 million migrants and what have you. Although that was it was definitely commendable, but yeah, again, it's fuel on the fire, isn't it? Now, I've got some theories. We've got two. I think there's two scenarios, or 2 scenarios, as a call on the James O'Brien show said in regard to Brexit. One scenario is that we're going to need these people. We're going to need migrants because we're not going to have enough people because we're not making them anymore, especially in the UK or everywhere else. Birth rate is down. So that's one argument, that we need them. But the other argument could be is that we don't need them, and if we do end up with a situation where we have to have universal basic income, you could end up with a lot of refugees and obviously some become citizens in these countries, or say, for instance, the United Kingdom, which we're paying universal basic credit for too, and it might not be likely it won't be sustainable. Now, obviously, if we've got a situation with universal basic income because of AI and robots, automatons with big keys in their back and that, well, then people are going to be redundant. They're not going to be needed, are they? Or less people will be needed. So it could come full circle on us, and it obviously depends on how quickly people like Elon Musk manage to destroy our economy with things like AI. What if they become sentient? Oh my God. Take over the world, they will. They'll say we're a blight to the planet. And quite frankly, they'll be right. Oh dear. Okay, I think that's all right. That'll do that one. Let's put that one over there. I'm going to do some more detail later. So, the Chancellor, Olaf Scholz, the government is seeking to seize back the initiative from the opposition, so basically take away their argument. So opposition far right, so it is political, isn't it? And and Conservatives, who have seen support rise as they tap into the voters' worries about stretched public services, etc., integration and security. Obviously, terrorism. We can't deny that this is going on because obviously it has. So he says here, we're strengthening our internal security and continuing our hard line against irregular migration. So that will obviously be from the Middle East, I suppose. But let's be honest, we have interfered over there big time, haven't we, over the years? Keep sticking our oar in. Sometimes I suppose you have to. Sometimes it's, people are suffering. But when it's based on oil and invasion of Iraq and places like that, our interventions led by the USA. Probably like the argument goes, that it's all about oil. Because I worry about the economy. Obviously, we've seen, haven't we? We've seen the risk of interruptions regarding the supply of oil and what have you, and how it affects the economy, makes everybody poorer. And politically, that's obviously very damaging. But you might tell you what you might have them to do. You might have to get rid of the winter fuel payments or something like that. Oh yeah, they just did that. So there are concerns. The thing about the winter fuel payment, though, I kind of think, well, wise people who clearly have got enough money able to claim the winter fuel payment. That doesn't make any sense. It does need means testing. But they don't means test these things because they want to get rid of the civil service, They want to reduce the civil service. So, they're more paperwork they have to do. Which now a lot of the stuff can be automated, It's all, they've got all the numbers. They know, who's got what. You have to do self-assessments every year. If you want to receive a winter fuel payment, you need to be open about your the money that you got. If you're not, well then obviously you don't need it. So I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of this. I also kind of think that maybe there's such uproar about it, but yet the right wing, the Conservatives or what have you, They weren't upset about the fact that the pensioners were struggling before. They didn't care back, before. It's just, oh yeah, now we've got a Labour government who's been in for 2 months, and it seems to be a fairly easy attack. Just like the argument for Brexit about sovereignty and that, it's a dreamy feeling, sovereignty, but it's a load of bollocks. It really is. Sovereignty doesn't actually mean anything, really, because at the end of the day, you're not trading away your sovereignty when you want trade deals. It's just stupid. We're not just trading. The thing is, you're trading away your sovereignty, not just with 27 other member states of the EU. You're trying to trade away your sovereignty with every single country you want a trade deal with. Doesn't make any sense. None whatsoever. It's madness. So, obviously, these recent deadly knife attacks in which the suspects were asylum seekers have stoked concerns over immigration. And the Islamic State group claimed responsibility for that knife attack in the western city of Soligan, and Soligan or Soligen? Oh, I don't know. That killed 3 people, and it was just in August. It's not, they've only just been buried. No. Well, they would have been in the UK, probably still in the freezer if you're in the UK. But anyway, the AfD earlier this month became the first far-right party since World War II to win a state election in Turin. Oh, God, I can't pronounce these names. Thuringia, or anyway, it's German. So I do need a German accent. I've got to sound like Hitler or something. Anyway, the campaigning. After campaigning heavily on the issue of migration, so it's put pressure on the government, obviously. And that's happening everywhere, Same with the Labour Party in the UK, there's a lot of pressure on them regarding immigration. We're going to have Tommy Robinson saying he's got to come back home now. And he's going to have a protest outside number 10. I think he's going to get arrested at the border over his so-called movie, his documentary, which was banned, yet he still broadcast it. So he could end up in jail. It's likely he's going to get arrested at the border. Let's just hope. And it's just madness. Yeah, well, he went on about Brexit, right? Like a lot of people went on about Brexit. Because on the basis of immigration. Immigration's gone up since Brexit. And the one thing that has bugged them up is like the Schengen visa, which is, like I say, is within the Trade Cooperation Agreement, the Brexit Agreement. So 108 days. So he could stay over in the EU. He's been flirting about in Spain and various places. He's been seen in Indian restaurants in Spain. And now he's got to come back. He's going to end up getting arrested and probably just hand it straight over to the authorities. So I suppose he's got to take his chances instead. He could get deported, couldn't he? Otherwise, as an overstay, and then you won't be able to come back again. So he ain't got to do that, is he? Why the hell, right, do they give people like him bail when they're on obvious flight risks? They should give him massive. He should have like a massive bail, bail that you can't pay. Because at the end of the day, he just got on a flight, to Spain or wherever he ended up. I think he's been going all over the place, but and people are paying for him to do all this. He gets financial support. Crazy. It's amazing, really, how stupid people are, isn't it? How gullible people are. Unfortunately, though, is it anger that gets things happening? Get the this arrogance, because it seems to be all the far right are really angry people to the point of being just nasty. That's what it feels like. Look, I say about Donald Trump earlier, mocking disabled people, like he did the journalists, the last election. But these people are lapping it up. They're lapping it up. They think it's fantastic. And it just it just makes me wonder, really, why people are like that. It's just I don't know, love to hate, I suppose. Why can't we just love to love, and just, look after people? But these people they're looking for a reason. Okay, it's the immigration issue at the moment. That'd be another issue. If that immigration was sorted out, all was tickety-boo, as far as they're concerned, there'll be another thing they'll jump on. Because this is what remain relevant, and they want their funding. They want people to be giving them money. They want their donations. And it's on the basis of hate, And you've got Trump at the moment. He made a statement about, one of his stupid, incoherent rants on Twitter, since he's back on there, about Kamala Harris and they'll take away your freedom of speech, and he's going anyone in the civil service or whatever in the United States who they limit your freedom of speech, they will be arrested and serve jail time and all that sort of stuff he's saying. But this is not freedom of speech. This is like freedom to hate people. To hate. That's all it is. Freedom to hate. There has to be consequences to your actions. If Donald Trump gets in, he'll ostracise in the United States. Or people will be desperate to still have a piece of that pie. People don't want to admit it, but the United States economy has improved in the sense of its trade and its internal manufacturing. It's actually gone up under Biden. It's just the state of the global economy is just no one's feeling the benefits of it. And it's going to get worse, apparently. They're looking at there's going to be another more inflation. Deeply concerning. But this is what happens, you see, when the money gets extracted from the countries, because obviously the richest 1%, people like Elon Musk, because it looks like he's going to end up being the first trillionaire. They reckon he could end up with 32 trillion quite rapidly. It's deeply concerning, you see, because there's only so much money. You could just keep on printing it, People take out a loan and that, and that's another bit of money printed. But you're only going to be printing money if there's a need for it. You don't print money just to flood the market with more money, because that'll just that'd be inflationary. To make the situation worse. Well, it's looking better, isn't it? Starting to. 1200 wet and dry. You can polish your car with that, then follow up with a bit of teacup. As long as there's no grit in your paper. Obviously, you have big scratches. Well, where was I? So, anyways. All right, so the polls, it's in the Reuters again, yeah? The polls show it as also the voters' top concern in the state of Brandenburg, which is regarding the immigration, is one of the biggest concerns in Germany. There's a big concern everywhere. I'm concerned about it now, in that it's putting fuel on the fire, it's giving ammunition to those who I don't particularly agree with. Unfortunately, I wish it wasn't the case. But I think we've got to a situation now, and we were warned, we were told with various individuals, people that we didn't like or agree with. But I don't think they were totally wrong, just that their level of hate from them and the nastiness was just too much. I do wonder, I really do wonder. So, Scholz and Faeser's centre-left social democrats are fighting to retain control of the government in a vote billed as a test of strength of the SPD party, which is the current party, ahead of next year's federal election. And the intention of the government seems to be to show symbolically to Germans and potential migrants that the latter are no longer wanted here. Quite sad, really, isn't it? You know, but it depends, you know. If they're just if they are all genuine, well, then they're genuine migrants. But you know, they're saying they can't sustain them, pint and a half pint pox, so to speak, which was my father's argument with Brexit. And then migration goes up. Yeah, that's about right, isn't it? Sort of backfired on them, but it might have gone up anyway. To be fair. Oh, I'm nearly there with that. I think I'll just a bit on the back there, a bit on the front, and then I'll just lube my tool. Got to lube it all, and then I might sharpen some chisels. Sharpen the blade on this first as well. This is quite good actually, doing a live stream while I'm actually getting something done. What do you think? You still do your research, that's the only thing, isn't it, you know, you've got to sort of read stuff. It all takes time. I'll get into the chat in a second. So, I don't know. I'll get the chat one. There we go. Oh, I've got a water all over my phone now. That's not very helpful, is it? Let's go right down. Oh, who do I see down there? German types of borders. What it's called? There we go. I'm very glad to live. Oh, sorry. Oh, Tasmania. Oh, we've got little Tasmanian devils. They spin round and stuff. Crikey, Tasmania, blimey. Actually, where is everybody? Leave it in the chat down below. That'd be very interesting to know where people are at the moment. And are you concerned about migration? Because what in the UK, a lot of people in the UK, like for instance, one from Norfolk, were concerned about migration, and they didn't really have an issue. It didn't really have a problem with migration. Where I'm from, you might in places like Great Yarmouth and what have you, but North Norfolk, there wasn't anybody. You know, everyone goes to where they think they can get work, don't they? You know, migrants and what have they go where they think they're going to, or refugees, where they think they're going to get work, and they're not too concerned about rural Norfolk. Yeah, there isn't much work there. Not in the rural, not as you'll be work on the farms, I suppose. We're always looking for fruit pickers. But they are fruit pickers, pumpkins, beetroot, you name it. Oh yeah, and daffodils and tulips and stuff. You know, Blowfield, a Bond Farm, Blowfield, and horseradish as well. You say a lot of them use imported labour because we haven't got enough people in the UK willing to do that kind of work. And why would they? It's backbreaking. It really is. And oh crikey, the people doing the horseradish at Bond Farm in Blowfield, Norfolk. Flipping hell, all the trimming up and all the cleaning up of the actual horseradish when I was down, I wasn't working down there, but I was doing work for the owners, builder, you know. And they had all these flipping tables out with all this straggly horseradish on, it's just been harvested. And they're going through it all, they've got these like knives and stuff, and they're scraping it and cleaning all the fluffy bits off and stuff like that. And then it gets all washed and whatever. Their eyes are red raw. Red raw they are, you know, from the acid in it's a bit like when you peel onions, you know. Horseradish is the worst. Now I made this mistake years ago because I grow horseradish here, you see. Got a potager and what have you, and you know I love horseradish. And anyway, the first year I did it, I had a manual grater. I was shoving this manual grater. And my eyes blew up. I mean, the whites of my eyes kind of like expanded, bigger than the pupils and the retinas and that, you know. Retinas and the iris. And I looked like a freak. Crikey, that was sore. I was worse than our guy. Well, nearly there. Very close. Getting shiny. Oh, I'm like magpie. I like it shiny. Right. 1-inch punch bowls is being controlled by definition are restricted. Okay, of course. They're going to be restricted. It means it's going to be less flow, so it's definitely going to cost some money, isn't it? It's obviously got the cost of actually doing it. And then obviously you're going to have restricted trade. You're going to have people avoiding certain borders because they're going to be known to be more problematic than other borders. You know, it depends who's obviously staffing them. You're going to get the, hello, Top Smoke. In one breath, you are saying we are at risk from Russia and China. Next minute, you're saying restrict fossil fuels. How are you going to run guns and what? How are you going to run guns and bombs? I don't understand your point of view. I'm talking about immigration, the fact that Germany's just we are at risk from Russia and China. How are we not at risk? They're invading our political discourse. They're creating political discourse. You know, even though the UK has decided to ignore the Russia report, the United States aren't. You're getting a bit arrogant here, mate. The border with Poland has been controlled. Oh, no, not really. Sorry. Up we come. The global economy and security depends on stability. So, in the regard that what happens in other countries is our business. Yeah, it's true. And that's what happens in the United States. It becomes our business because we're in a world economy, aren't we? We can't have an eternal economy, not if we want technology. It doesn't ain't going to work, is it? Everything's produced abroad. We don't have the mineral deposits in the UK to say, oh, well, we're going to shut our borders and we're going to do everything internally. We don't have the mineral deposits. We don't have the mineral deposits in Europe, although I think Poland or Hungary, that's going to be building, becoming a bit of a battery production front. But still have to source the minerals from somewhere. And the problem is China's got a hold of a lot of this. And then obviously a lot of these minerals coming from places like Australia and what have you as well, for battery production. And, oh, crikey, where was it now? Oh, crikey, an African country, can't remember which one it is now. Sounds a bit like Brexit, but German style. Yeah, it does. I think they want to try and avoid a Grexit best that they can, but they're going to have to do that through putting some curbs on the Schengen area, with some restrictions. Is it actually legal within the EU or not? I don't know. I don't know if it's even actually legal, but you know, other countries have been doing it for a while. Love from India. Hello in India. No, love from India. Well, I didn't even realise this. I'm 8th Indian. my grandmother was a love child in India, and my mum was brought up in India. She came over when she was about, I can't remember, 12 or 13 on a boat, 50s, 60s, whatever it was, and yeah, and they lived a very large family, and lived in Rackheath in Norfolk. Yeah, please, yeah, big old like button helps the channel, you know. I need all the help I can get, as you probably already know. Oh, cheers, Alston. Love the chilled live. Yeah, it's a little bit more relaxed, to say the least. I was really struggling on Sunday night. I was finding it really difficult. I was losing my voice, as it happens quite regular. And I kept having periods, because I got fibromyalgia, periods of like brain fog where I couldn't focus properly on what I'm doing. So I was getting a bit distracted. Distracted? Or not so distracted, is it? It just wasn't there, you know. It's a bit like my grandfather when he used to have epilepsy, and occasionally he'd be every so often he'd just like stare into the ether like that, and all of a sudden be back again. And that's an opportune moment to move the chess pieces. But he knew every single time. He's so sharp, that man was. But, you know, it's like he voted for the United Kingdom with the common market and all that years ago. Because he said if it could stop another war, it's worth it. As far as he was concerned, that was his argument. And let's be fair, we haven't had any European wars until until we're sort of heading for them now, I suppose. Well, on the continent anyway. It's why did they not settle in France? The argument is a non-starter. Why didn't they settle in France? France isn't always that obliging. Also, they've got family. A lot of these people already got family in the UK, whether it be distant family. You know, and a lot of them have already learned English as well. And some of the antics from the French gendarmerie, has been pretty severe. It's like where in the camps that they've been going in there, destroying the tents, kicking them, water cannon them and stuff like that. It's been pretty horrendous treatment. So I think they're scared. It hasn't been too great. No, my dear wife Caroline was involved with Care for Calais, and she did a lot of charity work regarding organising and collecting clothes and stuff like that. And crikey, the mountains of clothes that they would get down. Some of it was rubbish, you wouldn't get to anybody, rags or anything. But anyway, they organised into kids' clothes, women's clothes and stuff. Yes, they were women as well. And just busy doing that. So, and some of the people they went and visited, because in the Moj we've got a few refugees and what have you in the Moj. They don't get any money or anything, so to speak. They get somewhere to live, but they've got no clothes. There's one woman, Caroline, visited. This poor woman, she had absolutely nothing, and all she was wearing is a towel around her midriff and a bra. That's it. Well, it wasn't even a bra, a bit of cloth. People got nothing. They've had to give everything up, you see. They just come with with themselves. A lot of these women ain't getting raped, on the way over. So it is really frightening. Last little bit there. Okay, I'll have to flatten the sole on this later. If it's not true, I'll do that on the linisher, which is basically a big sander, a big belt sander, which is a bench top type. Well, it's over there on the bench. So it gets cleaned up so I can use it properly. This is a shoulder plane. The reason it's a shoulder plane because it's got no shoulder. Yeah, it's open. The shoulders here. But these things are actually really vulnerable. If you drop them on concrete, they can actually snap along here, and then it's useless. So same with this one actually. No end of these get snapped off on the end here. So if you can get a good one, if there is something you want, for me, it's useful, I'm going to make some wooden ones though. I've got a piece of wood glued up over there, for which I'm going to make a wooden rotor plane. So I don't actually have a rotor plane. I have one for doing grooves and what have you, rotor plane, but I don't have one for cleaning out the bottom of halving joints, bridle joints. I think that'll do on F now. It's darn sight better than it was. Let's splash some oil over it. Let's get some oily fingers. Yeah. So, is it going to work? I think it's going to cause some. Make it harder, isn't it? It's got to make it harder. Which it might work to a degree. Politically, obviously, that will help. But if they see a lot of people still coming in via the forest pass and what have you, well then they're still not going to be happy, are they? I think people want to start. They do want to see deportations, don't they? And I think there's a Hungary or Poland that have already been deporting people. Actually, did Germany do as well? Did Germany do that as well? Can't remember where to, but makes you wonder how they managed to do it and the UK can't do it. No, I remember though. It's the right wing have been going on about Germany. Oh, crikey! It's going to send people to Rwanda, and the UK has paid for it. Those places that were being built when Suella Braverman went to visit Rwanda were already being built before. this idea, deportations, was even an idea. You see, Rwandans have been wanting people since, Rwanda Hotel, and was the genocide that was going on in Rwanda. I can't remember what year that was now, but ever since then they've been trying to get because they ain't got enough people. That's why they're quite open to the idea. They to rebuild the country, so they're quite open to the idea of immigration. These two parts here really, I'll clean them on the Y wheel, I reckon. Where'd that bit go again? Blimey. Well, that goes Ned on it. Oh, that's right. You should take a picture really of these things before you start taking them apart, shouldn't you, really? Anyway, we've got this to sharpen. Yeah, that definitely needs sharpening. Oh my God, yeah. Oh, it's not horrendous, but yeah, let's give that a sharpen. So, let's get back into the chat. What have I done there? I don't want to create a post. What's happened there? Yeah, France has already taken us great. There's a lot of people here. We do have quite a bit of land, mind. But it's not that, is it? You've got we've got room. It's whether or not you can. You've got the infrastructure. Now, if you consider France's healthcare system in relation to the UK's, even Keir Starmer saying the UK's the NHS is broken and the Tories did that. When you consider that, and here in France, blood tests take too long, weeks, and nothing happens until they get blood tests back. I could get blood tests and the results in the same day here in France. It's just crazy. Very, very efficient. I'm just going to grab my diamond sharpeners for that one, I think. The diamond sharpeners are better for narrow blades because your oil stones or your water stones, you can end up gouging them. So, got the light shine on my phone. That's better. Oh, Europe is heading towards totalitarianism, using Islamic threat scapegoat, while the issue, yes, is our eternal wars. Yep, we have stuck the nose in where it's not wanted too many times. If it wasn't for the fact we wanted their oil, the likelihood is we wouldn't have done it. Right. Of course. 2 seconds, I'm just going to run this over the linear first, because the bevel on the back there is all wrong. So, I can still talk though, but you will hear some noise. 2 seconds. That will do. So now I've got a flat bevel on there. So it's just literally just an angular block like that, and it's got some magnets in it, neodymium magnets. That's what I use because it works. Just the thing is, you can obviously use use your own mechanical kind of motions, but I guarantee you're never going to get it perfect. Because you're creating a bit of a rocking motion. Well, that went very clever. I stuck to it. Don't do that again. Come off the end, Marcus. See all that black on there? That's literally calls through the sulfates, iron sulfates. That creates a reaction with the tannins in the oak. I'll feel the burr on the back. Oh, I didn't see that one. It's an article in The Independent by Harry Taylor. That's 5 days ago. I will have a look. I haven't seen that yet. I do look at the Independent, Guardian, or I don't know. I look everywhere, to be honest. Even the Express, if I want, for comedy value, or Daily Mail, or Birmingham Alive, they're all about the same. All right. My computer's beeping at me. Oh, it's back. There you go. Oh, I've been alive for an hour and 5 minutes. There you go. Come on, we're getting closer. That's almost there. What was that? One was 3,000 grit. And then I go into the Waterstone. The Waterstone's probably about 8,000 grit. Needless to say, the sharper you can get it, in reason, you don't want it to be a weak edge, obviously, the better. But before I get carried away, I need to flatten the back, which I should have done a minute ago. Do it on this one. That's just window clean, that's all it is, just cheap window cleaner fluid. I often use water as well, but the problem with water, it corrodes faster. Although my water hasn't got no additives in my water, no, because it's well water. We're on the pump here to the well. The whole eco thing, you see. There is mains water to the house, but we don't use it. It's disconnected. We don't have a water bill. It's quite nice. You just have to test the water regularly. Test the water. Never had issue though. It goes through a filtration system. One inch exactly. Is that 1 inch or 3/4? Let's have a look. Where is my ribbon? I think it's 3/4. Yeah, about 3/4. A lot of these stuff is obviously imperial. The time of these were made. Getting close. Polishing the back. Now, you don't necessarily need the whole back flat. You just really need the area in there where you try to get a cutting edge. So as long as I can see that shiny around that edge, because it's definitely not flat. Can't remember the last time I've done this. Could probably use something a bit more aggressive. I've already sharpened it on the bevel edge. I do enjoy my woodworking though, because it makes me feel, how to put it, I feel kind of like, makes me happy. I think that's the word, isn't it? Oh, quite it's getting sharp now. Right, I'm going to remove this for a moment. Now, I don't normally do this with narrow blades because you can cut yourself quite easy with narrow blades. But there's a wire edge, it's like a very thin wire edge, and basically what you do is you fold it one way, then back the other way. You can use a leather strop if you like that. Bit of cutting compound on there, bring it both ways on there. But before I do that, I want to get my Waterstone. This is a natural Waterstone, which I'll bring to you, which I keep in water. You have to keep them wet, you see, keep them soaked. So there's a natural stone. You can't tell what the grit is because it's natural, you know. But I reckon it feels, well, it's very fine. It's going to be around 8,000, I imagine, 8 to 10,000. Very fine. I've got LBC Radio on at the moment with James O'Brien, and they're talking about hair at the moment for some reason in school. Oh, that's getting sharp. And then let's just use a strop. About 20 strokes. That's 10. That is no. Yeah, that's sharp enough. Yeah, that's sharp enough. Excellent. Let's put that back in. Watch I don't take the edge off again. A bit more oil in there. Is there oil in there? Right. Oh, you read that? Oh, Glavy Regan. Yes, I take it. Is it good? I've been reading a lot about the United States at the moment. What's been going on over there? So I've been putting a few videos on, just like their attack ads and stuff like that. The feelings is that it's just a different audience. What I put on there's going to be a different audience potentially than what they're doing, for the United States. So I just feel it's in such a dangerous place at the moment with people like him, Donald Trump. I'm not saying Cameron House is perfect. She's not. None of them are. But it's about the lesser two evils. A bit like Labour, really, isn't it? What have I done with the other bit? Oh, here it is. I'm losing things. I am. They hook underneath these. They go underneath these little holes there, and then you just tighten up here. Let's make sure we retract that blade. Well, it looks a bit happier than it did earlier anyway. I want to true the sole up later, but I'm going to do that on the linisher later. But I want to make sure it's coated in oil, you see, because this keeps you can lacquer these things. You can put a little thin coat of lacquer on, but you see it builds up. If you do that, it builds up in all the places you don't want it to build up, and it just ends up being a bit of a mess. And also you don't want it on the sole anyway, because I will be using this over the winter, so I want to keep it usable. Obviously, when you use it, you have to make sure you wipe the oil off. Otherwise, you end up with a bit of a messy workplace, wouldn't you? Your workpiece. There you go. Well, I think that looks a bit better. A bit of TLC. You've got to look after your tools, That's what the missus said. You've been neglecting it again, she said. You need to pull it back. Anyway, let's not go there. Da, 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 da. Yeah, what the debate in the United States. I want to watch that. Oh dear, I think that's going to be funny. Worrying, very concerning, but also funny. Donald Trump, he's going to just be such an ass. They are muting the microphones, though. They were contemplating not going to mute the microphones, but last time it actually did Donald Trump some favours muting the microphone because he shut him up, didn't it? And then obviously we saw what happened with Biden. But Trump isn't always particularly coherent, is he? But don't forget, he did say that Kamala Harris is not a good wordsmith. Donald Trump saying that to me, it was just, oh, well, that did make me tickle. It really did. So anyway, what should I do next? I'll clean that one up. I've got this rebate pan to do, but I might do that a bit later. I've also got to find I can't find my depth stop. I don't know where it's gone. I've got two of these. The ones I've lost depth stop with that years ago. But I can't find the depth stop. So a little bit, just a little piece of that's the fence. And that literally attaches onto there, right? So you can judge the width of your rebate or rabbit if you're in the US. And there's another little fence here, for the depth. It's missing. I can't find it, unfortunately. I'll put that back there, but I'll do that one later, I think. Yeah, but that looks loads better. Good. Top spoke's not true. If France is rich, it is because of its colonial past and overseas territories. Well, you could say the same about the UK, the Commonwealth, couldn't you, really? But they've been, been given. Well, look at what happened. We're going about the fuel, the energy, the winter payment being taken away from the pensioners. It was taken away from the pensioners here in France 3 years ago, because they changed the way that they did it on purpose. The way they calculated the winter fuel payment on whether or not you're entitled to it if you're living abroad, and that was based on temperature. Now, the fact of the matter is, in summer, a lot of these people not necessarily need winter fuel payment. They need to put the air conditioning on, which is also a cost. But the winter fuel payment was based, France, for instance, because there's one little island, Reunion, which is very hot. It's in the Mediterranean. That one island just pushed France over the allowed limit. France here, where I am in France, it's freezing in the winter. We've had minus 22 in the past. That was 2012, I think it was. Minus 22. It was rather cold. It's the first time I've seen ice going that way, On top of my gate it was like that. So anyway, let's go to sharks and chisels. I've done something like Robert Sorby. That's also Robert Sorby. These are very good chisels. Very old, but very good. I've put new handle on that one. It needs new ferrule on it though, because it's got a split in it. So I need to find some brass. Steel will do, to be honest. Steel will do the job. And this is a Ward steel. This is a Norwich chisel. So I'm going to try and sort the back out first, because if you don't get the back flat, you're not going to get it sharp. Plain and simple. Dim Dom should be in prison by now. He should be, shouldn't he? Hello there, Vertigo. I hope you're well. Yeah, he should be, but he ain't. And it's been postponed, isn't it? This bribery hush money case. It's been postponed to 3 weeks after the American election. He's going to get off, isn't he? The only way he's not going to get off is if Kamala Harris wins, which could quite easily happen. Seems to be getting more and more support, and they've got a lot of money behind them for the actual campaign. About 450 odd million donations so far. That's quite a bit of money, isn't it? And she's putting a lot of attack ads out there, and they're all, every single one I've seen it's all true. Yet people are quite happy for him to be the president of the United States. I don't understand why you'd want a liar and a cheat. We've had that in the UK. Don't want anyone watching. Oh yeah, they had. Oh no, they've already had him. Already had Donald Trump, the 45th president. God, could be the 47th. Oh, let's hope. I know there's people out there who love Donald Trump and what have you, but crikey. Oh, there you go. So, getting closer. I don't think you can see that on there. You can see where it's shiny in the middle, not on the edges, because it's not flat. The area I've got to concentrate on is obviously on the end, because that's where the sharp edge is. The rest of it isn't that important. This is a little mortise chisel with. I've got no candle on that. There's oak no. Ash. I think Matt Fry's over in the United States at the moment, isn't he? From the LBC. You can say Trump is bad, wordsmith, but he doesn't give terrible quotes like Kamala saying, it's time for us to do what we have been doing. And that time is every day. Well, Donald Trump does bad quotes nearly every time he opens his mouth. He jumps from one thing to the next with no conjoining words in it whatsoever. It doesn't make any sense. He's illiterate. It's like he's, maybe he's got a similar problem to Biden, Maybe he's got onset of dementia. But again, he's always been like a... Donald Trump used to endorse the Democrats back in 2004, I think it was. He used to endorse the Democrats. He just realised that the poorly educated that he loves would vote for somebody like him. So he jumped ship, didn't he? He said that the economy always did better under the Democrats than the Republicans. He said it shouldn't be like that, but it is. That's exactly what he said. The man told us to put a bright light inside ourselves and drink bleach. Come on. That's a sign of a madman. He's also convicted. He's convicted felon, isn't he? Rapist. No respect for women whatsoever. He grabbed him by the pussy, he said, didn't he? I ain't just locker room talk. You don't expect people to be behaving that way. Not especially somebody who, who could be the next president of the United States. He was mocking disabled people as well. That journalist, and then there's Tim Walsh's son. He was mocking. That's not a sign of somebody who's got your interests at heart. The only person he cares about is Donald Trump. Plain and simple. He's going to do whatever he needs to do to keep himself out of jail. That is it. Trump has a viral YouTube post going about where there's, nonsensical things all the time. Trump has a few black voters and he says nonsensical things all the time. I know. And Mexican voters as well. Makes no sense whatsoever. It's like people who live here who vote for Brexit, and there is. I've met them, plenty of them. They keep quiet about it now, though. But they were quite vocal about it at the time. If you live here, don't you realise it's going to make your life more difficult? And you are an immigrant. They will actually say it's because of immigration in the UK. There's not enough room or something like that, It's all the EU's fault. And then they go on about sovereignty. And that's got to be the biggest joke out there. Well, that's right. Well, was it Project 2025? He said, "Oh no, we're not going to do it." Now he's going along with it. Can't trust him. I've got a disabled son, and the idea that he'd be treated the way that Trump seems to feel happy to treat people, I would not be particularly happy. And I've had to defend my son in the past, because he can't speak properly. He's got 2 degrees, but verbally, because of the condition, he's got torsion dystonia, and it affects his vocal cords and all the muscles in his body. So he's he can't. It makes it very difficult for him to speak properly, clearly. So one of the things I really hate, and he does as well, is when people are talking to him through me or through one of his other siblings or his mum, and it's really rude. You know, they assume that he's stupid. You know, that he's because of the way he talks, but he's not. You know, far from it. You don't get 2 degrees by being stupid. Actually, one of them is American Studies. Yeah, history and American Studies. The other son done a degree and a master's in history. He works for the museum service now. Right, there we go, nearly there. Let's go to the old. Oh, crikey, my fingers are locking up. Hello, Mad Bunk. Yeah, the Dublin Accord, though, that was, or Dublin Agreement, that was a little bit dysfunctional. No one really used it, did they? Maybe if they did, we wouldn't have so much problems. There were also other mechanisms to remove people and stay within the rules of the EU as well. That's getting there, very close. Oh, dear me. Sharpening, I don't know. Even machines you have to sharpen. Well, these days, a lot of them you just literally replace the parts. A lot of them. Not my machines, though, because they're quite old. They're strong. I like strong tools. Right, okay. Oh, very close. Oh, yeah. Now I've got a burr on there now, so I can see the wire edge. So, oh, my dirty old hands, like, eh? Yep. Oh, yeah, what about all these prisoners have been released today in the UK because of overcrowding, what have you, and that's obviously a lot of criticism there of Labour for that, but the fact of the matter is because of the Tories, you know, years of underfunding and getting rid of the staff and also the increases of sentences as well. The sentences are becoming longer for all protesters. Yeah, let's set free some murderers, and so we can arrest some protesters. I'm talking about environmental protesters. They're the ones, you know, the Farage riots. So they can stay in there, as far as I'm concerned. Get on there. My fingers are sticking. That's better. Let's go in there. Yeah. Getting very close. Oh, got Pandora come see me. You know the Pandora? I better give her a treat. Oh, I was in trouble. I've always got treats in my pocket, you know, for the old dogs. Pandora. There we go. There you go. Oh, you can't see her. She can't jump up because she's got she hurt her back end. Got a dodgy back end, ain't you, girl? I'm not giving you another one. You just had one. Oh, you've just had one. I just got their medication delivered last night. I was in the letterbox, and God, cost them fortune. That stuff. That's scary. But they sent it with some treats. All right. Now my little Wally dog is not very good at eating his food. He doesn't eat. They don't like croquettes, biscuits. You know, the dog food stuff, dry dog food. He doesn't like it. He tends to leave it every time. And what he has pasta. At the moment, pasta, roasted courgette, and usually scraps from chicken and stuff like that, and we sort of mix it all together. And he likes all that. He eat all that up, laps all that stuff up. But the dry dog food he won't touch. Anyway, this time they gave us like a sample pack with about 12 of these sachets of a bit like Fruit Loops tubes, what you call them, with like little sachet screws on the end, and it had this irresistible dog treat in it. Oh my God, it was irresistible. He flipped me mad over it. It was like a cat with flipping catnip, Jeffrey Donaldson of the DUP, 18 cases of indecent assault. Blimey, he's denied it. I'll put water on that. Oh, get in there. Oh, run out of water. And then you've got that Connor geezer in Ireland who he wants to get in, or he wants to be the Irish president on the basis of immigration. So there's another one. But he's so arrogant. I mean, he's just... He's a bully boy, That doesn't necessarily make a good politician. I've got the sharp. Ouch. Took the skin off. That happens. There you go. Oh, Artemis is very picky too. She hates fruit and veggies, as well as her dried food. Well, the roasted courgette they seem to love. And because we've got loads of it, what happens is you overplant your courgette, so at the beginning of the season you get enough of it early, and then you get into the season you just have a mass of this courgette. So we just chop it up and put it on the roasting tin and that when we cook something else, and then roast it all up for the dogs, and the dogs actually like it. They don't like it boiled, but roasted they like it. They're fussy like that, Our dogs are spoiled. Don't roll. Yeah, my friend. 3,000 British citizens are in prison, and they never have been in. 3,000 British citizens are in prison, and they have never been in court. How come they're in prison then? Some have been interned for 16 years. Oh, crikey! What about these non-determinate sentences as well? What about those people who've been basically they don't know when they're coming out? Some of them have been in for donkey's years. That's good. I think that's okay. That's sharp. Let's do an axe. What's the time? How's my battery doing? That's a good point, isn't it? Oh, battery's doing okay. Right, let's clean this axe up. I did say it's not going to be very long. So it always happens, doesn't it? But I suppose I'm doing something. Oh, not without a trial. Dirty Donaldson. Yes. Oh, he's got a nickname now, has he? Oh my God! Just think of the money we gave the DUP. They got, was it 1 billion or something as a bribe to support the Tories with Theresa May. Wonderful, eh? Yeah. To support people like Donaldson, a sex offender, allegedly. Yeah, he's pleaded not guilty at the moment, so he'll be sentenced and hopefully be put away. That's what he deserves. But look what happened with the Tories over the years, with sex offenders and the BBC, sex offenders. He's put, did the BBC know? They must have known what's going on. There's some hush-hush, wasn't it, Same with the Tories, in the day. I'll sit down, I think. Got to drink water here. Got some water. No, it's not vodka. Yeah, the Tories ignored it all, didn't they? You know, gave him that. You know, Chris Pincher gave him a job. Then you got Owen Patterson, all these people, you know, lobbying and some corruption, basically. No, what gets me is these people never end up in jail. They never end up in jail. They do criminal stuff and they don't end up in jail. They just get a slap on the wrist and, you know, maybe they get ridden of this. People, ordinary folk, watch this and they just, from that, they devise that politicians are all corrupt. Can't blame them, really, can you? Seems pretty corrupt to me. One rule for them and a rule for everybody else. You know? They rather not talk about it and not do anything about it, not arrest or whatever, than possible embarrassment. But then what happens is it ends up all coming out the woodwork and they get embarrassed anyway, so they kind of shot themselves in the foot, really. God, I've had this axe years. Do a grinding really, but there isn't enough meat on it now. Not as old when I got it. Good for throwing. I use it when I do like live edge work and stuff, you know, with rough sawn timber and stuff, or just newly felled stuff. I do a lot of like a wood bodgery type, you know, draw knife work as well. So I recently was doing quite a bit of that for a staircase in the on the mezzanine floor in one of the guest rooms. So had our last Airbnb last weekend. They didn't turn up until 3:30 in the morning. I knew they were going to a wedding, right? But they didn't give me any indication of when they were coming. Carol said, well, you're going to have to lock up and just, you know, they're going to have to ring the bell or something. Which I didn't lock up. I kept the house open and they actually managed to find their way to the room, which surprised me. It's down like a long corridor. It seems a bit risky though, you know, having strangers walking through your house that you don't know. A live pair is bringing forward a paper, and that will end the incarnation. Yeah. Oh, that will end the incarnation without trial in English prisons. Oh, I see. Well, they're getting rid of hereditary pairs, aren't they? You know, although some of the lords are obviously kicking off about it because they want to maintain their right for hereditary pairs. They've got to get rid of some. It's got ridiculous. Over 800 again. 808, I think it is, in the Lords. They're going to have to do something about it. No, they did actually. There was at one point over 1,000. You know, the last Labour government managed to get it down to like 500 odd, and then under David Cameron and obviously recent events, it's back up to 880 or thereabouts. All claiming expenses. There's more people in the House of Lords than there is actually in Parliament. That's what seems crazy. But to be fair, half the people in Parliament don't seem to turn up these days. They probably feel a bit powerless because Labour's got such a large majority. They probably feel it's like a waste of time. Ooh, that's a bit concerning to Larry the Cat. So Wes Streeting is in a bit of a bother for letting his friend or chump see confidential NHS information. And apparently this person is, I haven't checked it out, so I can't confirm that, has been involved with private healthcare. Well, Labour has already pretty much what's the word? Has shown their colours regarding that already. You know, companies like Palantir and what have you, all our data's already been sold to them. You know, people who tried to get their, they were told to go to the doctors and fill a form in so their data wasn't shared. Most doctors didn't have a clue what to do. It's crazy. So those people, gave up on the idea. So half that data, medical data, a lot of that data that's never going to change, has got shared with an overseas company. That sort of stuff should remain private. There's a film I watched not long ago, actually. It's called, I don't know if you've seen it, it's called The Circle. It's got Maury Granger in it from Harry Potter. Alright, that's clean anyway. So I need to sharpen it now. I normally do that on the linotype, actually. It's not too blunt. But let's see what we can do with that. Do it on the diamond, because these diamond stones are more resilient. You see, if I try and use oil stones, they'll end up gouging them. Oh, so Alan Milbourne. The Labour government are planning to privatise more of the NHS like they did last time. Yep. PFI, hospitals, terrible things. I suppose the money's got to come from somewhere, I suppose, but that's a terrible. At the end of the day, you end up hiring the hospital. You don't own it. It's ridiculous. And then they control all the the supply chain and all that. Such as, even down to the paper. But that happens all over public sector. Museum service, all their supply and what have you. There's a word for that, I can't remember what it is. It's supplied by the private sector. You can't just go to the get your company card or something and go and buy a hammer, for instance. You've got to go flick through this book and you've got to buy it from this particular company and pay up 3 times the price. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So much wasted money. That's the sort of stuff they should be doing and getting rid of. Is private sector. Why the hell do we need to be paying more money for stuff that we can get from a local supply? Stupid. I've said a million times before about rubber gloves and stuff like that. Well, someone was in the. He was saying to me that every time he went to see a patient, they had to change their gloves in between seeing patients, although some don't. But that's what he had to do, just change the gloves over, because obviously he's handling people with potential wounds and stuff like that, you see. And he'd get through a box of gloves a day, easily. So it's about 100 gloves a day, seeing all these different patients. And they're paying 3 or 4 times the price. Well, they're actually paying €30 for a box of gloves. That's ridiculous. A box of gloves they can get for like £5. These aren't the type of gloves they're using in the. These are just like ordinary nitrile gloves that you get for that purpose. They're not all in like sterile packets. I imagine they are the surgeons, people working there. No, they scrub up, don't they? They scrub up. There you go, getting there. It's a good bit of steel, this is. That is pretty sharp. Not sharp enough yet. Yeah, it's pretty sharp. Let's go onto the 3000, shall we? Let's do that. I had a rake called Excalibur. You pull it out of a rock. Where I live here in France, I'm very close to where Richard Lionheart was killed. You know, he was killed at the base of the mound and what have you of Chalou Castle. It's literally just down the road here. He died of blood poisoning about a week later. I got shot in the shoulder with a crossbow bolt. You got all the route to Lionheart and stuff like that. 'Cause basically, what he was doing, he was pillaging. You know, he was just robbing everywhere to fund his armies here in France. The French love him though. You know, I don't know why, but they do. I suppose that they saw it as the French Revolution. They all got, you know, or they had heads chopped off or got hung at the Bastille. Sometimes I'd like to see something like that in the UK. Oh, Nigel Farage, for instance. I tell you what I might do. I might build some stocks to put in the front garden, just in case. You never know, they might come in handy. It's not, it'd be a laugh. I already have the French come past chicken necking. Put some stocks in the front garden. That'd be quite hilarious. Especially when I put a dummy in it, or the wife. Right, how are we doing with that? A little bit more. Energy companies can pay the winter fuel allowance. Yeah. Or they could just reduce the cost of their fuel, compensate. They need to do something. They made so much blooming money, for which was funded by the government. You know, instead of making them keep the prices low. It's a bit difficult on the world market, isn't it? But they decided to give the energy companies more money, taxpayers' money, or loaned money, borrowed money, for instance, during the energy crisis. Right, here we go. I think that's pretty good. Quite happy with that. Yeah, I do it. I think we're bald hand at this rate. Yep, that's good. So anyway, I'm going to clock off in a minute because it's getting too long again, isn't it? You know, I'm doing it again. 2 hours. So so the long short of it is, Germany's put more restrictions on the borders, so they're going to be doing random checks and what have you, or people they suspect, and it's going to cause a little bit more friction. There'll be more friction at the border. We know about friction, don't we? You know, at the borders. Oh, cheers, Tiger. Oh, I had to pull your sign up the other day. It's going to make you a new one. So I'm going to make you a new sign. So I've got a couple there I've got to redo, but we'll put it in the tree this time. So I'll do it on the laser. Cheers, buddy. Oh, come back. Where's my live gone? Did you come back? Okay. Have a bottle of wine on me. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Much appreciated. I get 3 bottles for that. I have in France, you know. So I suppose I ought to go and do some work as well, don't I? Have I missed anybody? What have I missed? Yeah, bye everybody. Hello, I'll see you. Hope you're well. Take care. Well, Mad Monk says I like this new format. Oh, okay. It's just chilled. Might just do that. I don't know. It's just a bit of a chat in it, really, I suppose. It's a bit more calm. I need calm at the moment because I'm getting so stressed about stuff, and it's I'm still getting used to the idea of having fibromyalgia, and it's kind of like managing it, if you know what I mean. I'm on this different medication, or it's only just started this different medication. It's basically antidepressant, but it's for the dose is for nerve pain, and it seems to help. but it does make me a little bit groggy. So yeah, I'll see how I get on with that. You know, that's fairly. Right, I've got a whole load to do up there as well. You start getting a slight coating of rust, so you have to be careful. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Much appreciated, really is. And oh, crikey, done it again. Come back. Oh, crikey, pressed the wrong buttons. That's what the missus said. Come back. How do I keep doing that? Oh, Talbot device. Look, this is how much area you get on the bottom. Look, I don't even say that. A little tiny bit there for the chat at the bottom. Hardly any room at all. I don't know if you can expand it. Can I expand it? Can I make the chat bigger? Don't know if I can. No, don't look like it. That's so annoying. Chat. Oh, chat's on. No, you can't. I don't think you can anyway. I'll have to look into that. Right, anyway. Thank you very much for joining us and that, and I'll see if I can earn some money now. I've got a couple little things to do. So, yeah, drink of water. So, anyway, I'm going to say toodaloo. I'll bring that over here. Crikey, how we can. Oh, blimey. Oh. And I might be making some videos on the Wally Bar channel as well. So, don't forget to beat the old like button, because it does help, you know. And I do need quite a bit of help, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so, time to go. Toodaloo. Thanks to, oh yeah, cheers, Bad Monk, for, and Regan Lee being moderators, and I really appreciate it, my friend. Toodaloo.